from Plato's cave. We write the program mind, no longer self-confined. Love's wisdom, lady love's wine.
Greetings, I'm Evan with S.O.U.L, Summer of Unconditional Love. Today we've come to the GLBT Historical Society Museum in the Castro District, where there's an exhibition underway called Lavender Tinted Glasses, a groovy gay look at the Summer of Love. Let's go on in and take a look. We're going to interview Joey Cain, who curated this exhibition, and see what we can learn about the impact and influence of the LGBTs in the Summer of Love. Let's check this out. I just want to start right in. What were your goals in creating this exhibition?
So, the primary goal was, as in most gay history, it's uncovering and rediscovering our past, which has been purposely hidden. Even someone like Allen Ginsberg, who was hugely important and influential in American culture, is even being forgotten.
I love that, because I was well aware of Allen Ginsberg and his participation in the passing of the torch from Beats to Hippies. I had no idea of his sexual orientation.
Wow, girl, I don't know where you've been, because he was pretty upfront about it from an early period. Yeah.
So, what were the most important points you sought to put on display here?
I wanted to show how queer people were influential and important in what happened in 1967. Not just that they participated, but that they were actually influencers and leaders in what happened in the Haight in 1967. Most movements, like the Beats, even going farther back, the Bohemians, starting back in the 1800s and stuff, had sort of at their core the idea of uncovering and living an authentic life. A life that isn't dictated by the church or by the state or by your parents, but understanding who you are and living that life. So the Beats were certainly doing that, and the hippies were doing that. There were a lot of the qualities and goals, ideals of the Beats were carried over into the freak movement that happened in '67. Is it valid to create a counterculture and go outside of the mainstream culture? Or is it more effective to actually have that alternative but be directly challenging and affecting and participating in the mainstream culture? '67 was definitely predicated on an alternative culture. However, the most effective things that came out of it were the things that filtered into the mainstream culture and that are still with us today. There is more of an honoring of personal authenticity, the acceptance of multiculturalism in a way, even though weirdly enough the hippies weren't all that multicultural. There was, I think, philosophically an idea of embracing all of these different world religions, at least, and I think that that's something that has influenced us to this day. The freaks in '67 were not living in a vacuum. There was the civil rights movement going on. There was the anti-Vietnam War movement going on. There was the stuff coming from the Beats, which influenced a lot of people. The media coming in and pouncing on it did spread those ideas out to the rest of the country. The Haight Ashbury is still what I think it's the second most visited neighborhood in San Francisco. People come here because the ideals and the ideas still resonate with people. Even if the clothing doesn't. I think that the ideals and what people were trying to achieve draws people to that neighborhood still. Ginsberg didn't just bitch. Kenneth Anger didn't just bitch. They made art. Janis didn't just bitch. She made art. I think that's even more important, is how people in that situation respond to the situation. What the art is that they create, what are the ideas that they create, what are the social structures they create. The hippies tended to be fairly homophobic, so this is an act of sort of putting it in their face, like, hey, you guys, you actually had a lot of queers who you were influenced by. But, you know, I would say now most of the people who are hippies probably are not homophobic anymore. You know, they've transformed. People change.
So what do you think are the most important takeaways for people having studied, looked at your exhibition? What would you like them to go away thinking or to do as a result?
Well, I'd like them to go away seeing that queer gay people and bisexuals and lesbians have been part of history. I want them to recognize, maybe even understand that maybe queer people have a particular role in social transformation and in cultural change. So that's it. I want people to learn history.
With that, we always love to wrap with a hug.
All right.